All right, boys, what is going on? Welcome back to Scheme Kings. Now, today we are going over two different defenses. So on the main YouTube channel today, I went over how to use match coverage to beat tight 2x2 compressed formations, which are really the biggest meta probably right now. What most people are running, even more than gun bunch or trips tight end. So I broke that down on YouTube today. But I'm going to be bringing you guys another version, another kind of variation of that defense that we can use against those 2x2 compression sets right now. Then I'm going to be showing you how we can use palms against trips tight ends. So this is basically going to wrap up all of the match coverage, cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms variations we'll be going over. Then the only other really match D I'll be going over is cover 3 seam, cover 3 match. And then I have a 3-4 blitzing video and a 3-4 run D video. So that's kind of it left for the Bama D, and then some Scheme King stuff to kind of pair along with them. So that is kind of the plan going forward here, guys. I do have some offensive stuff I'm working on right now. It was actually, I'm from Canada, so it was actually Thanksgiving weekend here. Our Thanksgiving is like a month and a half before you guys in America, or month-ish. So yeah, I was pretty busy this weekend, so getting back to a more normal schedule here again as well. So that is it, guys. Let's get right into it. So we're gonna look at tight formations first. Now, in the main channel on YouTube, I show you guys we use cover 4 quarters. Now I want to show you just another variation we can do. So when we set up our cover 4 quarters, it's match coverage. We have a box check on one side, we have a read 1 to 2 on the other side. And it works very well, but at the end of the day, there are ways to beat it. It still is like guys having a match across the field. It can get kind of confusing, whatever. So what we can actually do to just throw a wrinkle at them is we can actually set our zone drop. So what I'll do, I will set my curl flats to 5. Then I'll set my deep, or my hard flats, cloud flats, my outside corner flats to 30. Then I will still call cover 4 quarters. So we'll come out in that, and I'm not sure if I've gone. See, I might have to go back in here. Make sure I gotta go to my packages. Yeah, so go to slot CB package and big nickel over G as well. Make sure I can put out the right adjustments. But cover 4 quarters. Then we'll just come out against a tight offset tight end. Look right here, and we'll come out like against Saint spot here. Now let's respot this ball. I have gameplay footage of both of these as well. So we're going to quickly go over this. Then we'll look at the gameplay footage. Then we'll look at the trips tight end, palms defense. So this is what their offensive, look looks like right here. So all we will do, so right now we have zone drop set. So all we want to do, we want to put our 2 outside cornerbacks into hard flat. So hard flat, that is it. Then use of the wide side safety, but we're putting them in a hard flat, but their zone drops are set at 30 yards for our hard flat. Then our quarter flats so our 2 linebackers are set at 5 yards. So really they're going to be playing like a really deep inverted cover 2 with us in the middle using the safety. Now you say, okay, but who's covering deep? Well, there's basically only one route, unless they motion this player out, unless they motion one of these guys out. The only way they can get in behind this corner is a really deep corner route. If they run something like this, I'll get off the user here, but usually I'd use the wide side safety. You're basically free. You don't have to match anything, so you can get even more aggressive. And if they run something like this, boom, send that guy out. Now that guy is still going to come over the top. We're going to user that, and he has to wait for his player to get in behind that 30-yard zone drop, but it is going to make a ton of plays. Oh, I didn't set it that time. We'll try to set it one time here as well. And another thing, if they're going to the flats like that and they're really going there, you can set the quarter flats to 0 yards as well. Usually I set them to 5, but we'll put hard flats back out there. Hard flat, just like that. Now we can look to the other side. Boom, we'll try to go to X, and look at that. He's going to go right to our outside hard flat, who's playing at 30 yards right there. So this is a great changeup, guys. Another thing I love about this is well, you can play, you know, a ton of just quarters, match coverage. They're used to attacking that when they're in these tight compression sets. Then all of a sudden you set your zone drops and it's going to react and play totally different. They're going to be like, whoa, what the hell? Then they'll look at the previous called screen that'll come up after the play is over. They'll see, oh, what was the defense in previously? And it'll still say cover 4 quarters. They'll be like, okay, that played totally different. So now you can send 2 different defenses at them. You can work in all our blitzes as well without giving them a tell on which one you're in, and they're going to play totally different. So this, once again, I just play on the user up here, get super aggressive all over the field. Now, I said really, really deep corner route. So something like tight offset tight end has this crazy corner route like in this Saints drive out right here. So we'll show you this. So this is where you have to user this and you just have to be aware of it. But right here, Saints drive out, and we'll come out and cover 4 quarters, and we'll set our zone drops. Now, as the user, we really have to sit on this route because this is going to get in behind these zone drops. Let's make sure I have them set. Yeah, so I have the zone drop set. So now look at how deep this corner route is. That's going to get in behind those zone drops. So that is something you have to be aware of. You have to, you know, take that route. Now, I definitely prefer the quarters without zone drops, you know, for these tight formations, but I think it's really nice to have another option to go to right here. Another, you know, club in your bag, another little change up you can throw. You're going to play these defenses a ton. So having, you know, the zone drop defense, normal quarters, and then being able to blitz is really going to make it tough on them and give you a really good shot. So we're going to set our zone drops back to default, turn on match, and that'll get us ready for the trips tight end. But let's go look at the gameplay footage of this just working online. Then we will get into our trips tight end defense. Okay, here we even have it set, you know, going into the end zone here. That is totally fine. Here, user the wide side safety. What they're gonna do a ton is try to hit us up the seams. We are gonna be sitting on that. Look at this, he's running right to our defense, corner out, running out here. And now we're just playing spot drop zone. We're not, you know, matching across the field, give them a totally different look. He tries to throw this into the middle, over the top to the safety, throws it into triple coverage. We have 3 guys meet there. Probably should have got the pick. Okay, here it is again. User the wide side safety. We are sitting, boom. Look at this. Corner route, running to the outside wide side, right to our 30-yard zone drop. Right here, running to the short side, running right to our 30-yard zone drop. Nothing there. He has a little hook underneath, tries to force that in. We get the knockout. So he's running right to our zone drops there, guys. Really, really nice change up right there. Here it is again. User this wide side safety. What do we have? We have a seam route going up the middle. We see we're dropping. Usually with this type of route combo, these players would be matching these guys across the field, but now we're just dropping. We're playing a little safer. We don't have to worry about chasing people around the field. Really, really good change up right here. Tries to test my user deep, and I'm able to jump up, jump over top of him, user pick it, and we are going the other way. Here it is coming down into the end zone again. Okay, so here I see a corner route go out. So I have a flat route, corner route, we have a seam route. Felt like there's nothing in my area. So now as the user, I get super aggressive here. I see corner route going out. I see running back going to the 3 rec. Then I see this route here. I send my hard flat. Then as the user, I want to try to replace all the way from the opposite side of the field. My mid zone KO activates and I'm able to knock that football out. So getting way more aggressive when you have zone drop set, because you don't have to worry about your player, you know, not matching, something like that. So if you have no one in your area, you know, get aggressive, go help somewhere else. So right here, play action. So be aware, right? Like we're still deep responsibilities. We're basically playing like a deep half here. So he has this deep post coming in over the top. So we're just going to pick that up, take it. We have a crosser coming to our 30-yard zone drop. And I don't know if that's the 3 rec, someone matching across the field on the crosser. But look here, he tries like a Max Pro, you know, deep shot down the field. Absolutely nothing there. And he just has to throw it away. Now let's go. One more. Here we go. Tight. Boom. Vertical route. Then he tries to throw this in. Our 3 recs picking that up. he's leading this right into a ton of defenders. There's really nothing open, guys. Throws it into traffic, four people there, and we get the knockout. That might be out. No, we have a little bit more. Here we go. Same thing. Woodson, ride that. Oh, so this is just, you know, if he tries to go quick to the flats. Now, one thing, like I said, guys, usually I will start on 5 yards for the purple zones, but if they're really going to the flats really hard and, you know, really quick, I think on this one I switched it to 0, and you're gonna see he jumps this right away. So watch the flat defender here. He's gonna go way down, whip route, and he just goes outside, jumps it, going the other way for a pick 6 at the end of half. So if they're really trying to abuse you in the flats right away, you can switch that up to 0 yards as opposed to 5 as well. Okay, so there's our trips tight end defense we are going to look at now. So let's go walk through this. We got quite a bit more to go over on the practice field before we hop into the gameplay footage. So let me just set this up. Okay, so we are going to be using palms against trips tight end. Now, I'm not going to go over all the rules because there's one difference in the rules between normal 3x1 sets and then when the tight end is in line, like in a trips tight end look. So we'll go over the difference, and then really I want to show you guys a bunch of route combos and things that can give you trouble and what we can take away and different ways we can take it away. So if you haven't seen the palms breakdown yet, definitely go check that out on YouTube. I put it out about a week and a half ago. Shows you exactly how all the rules work for 3x1s versus palms, or palms versus 3x1, and it works very, very well. So the rules are generally going to be the same, guys. So we're going to kind of set it up the same way. So you remember, I always like to use the safety on the solo side. So on trips tight end, inline blocker, you know, he is going to be, you know, the solo side. So we are going to use that wide side safety. Now, one other thing, actually, let's go take a look at coaching adjustment first. So make sure you turn your match coverage on. Most defenses, guys, I will turn auto alignment to base, have everyone, you know, tight inside. A lot of the time when I'm playing someone who's running trips tight end, I will actually play on default and then turn on match coverage and put on slot CB. And that's just because it's a trips look. And if you play a base aligned, you can get caught inside. You're not really getting your players out over top of the receivers. So let's go take a look at just kind of the difference between what they're going to look like. So this is what a non-base aligned look looks like. Our safeties, our DBs, our linebackers are out over top of these 3 receivers. Then if we do go base align, you're going to see the linebacker comes in the box, the nickel, and we can just kind of get outnumbered on the edge. So it's really up to you. You don't have to, but a ton of the time I will play no base align against trips tight end. I'll bring this solo side safety into the box, and we're just going to play like this. This is what it's going to look like pre-snap. Now, the one adjustment I do basically every time is I'm going to deep half the trip side cornerback, just like normal 3x1. So it's going to look like that. Then the other thing we'll do, we will basically always put Duggar here into a hard flat. So I'll basically always put him like that. The one thing we have to be careful about is wheel routes, right? Like if the running back does run a wheel route out of the backfield, he's not going to turn and run with him up the field. So be aware of that, but that is my go-to look right there. Then we can take the other quarter flat, and about half the time I will leave him in a quarter flat, and half the time I will put him in a hard flat. Now we're going over this next little bit here. We're going to go over when I do each, why I do each, but that is the base look right here, guys. That is what it's going to look like. Except sometimes that hard flat on the trip side will be in a quarter flat. Now, quickly, I want to go over what the big difference is, the major difference between that inline tight end. And basically, the only difference, guys, is the safety on this side and the cornerback are going to be reading this tight end. And if he goes vertical or outside, so 7+ yards down the field or on a corner route, anything like that, or just straight up the field on a streak, then the cornerback on the outside is going to match him. So let's just put him on a streak here first. Just like this, we'll put him on a streak, and you will see our cornerback is just going to match him up the field turn, run with him, boom, just like that. There was someone open down the field that would be my safety responsibility, but I was not using him, but that's fine. So right here, we have a streak up the field, just straight vertical. The cornerback, number 2 there, is just going to turn and run with him. Same if he goes on a corner route. So we will bring our safety down into the box. Now we will run our corner route out to the sideline, just like that. And now, boom, take a little play action, and he's going to match that player out to the sideline right there, step in front of the tight end. So anything straight vertical up the field or out to the sideline, the corner is going to take, and he honestly does a very, very good job on this player. Now, when he goes inside, so on a drag, now this technically becomes the safety's responsibility, the user. So if we, especially if we have it set up with the quarter flat. So right here, we'll run this combo. So multiple vertical routes going down the field with a drag underneath. This is a very common, trips tight end type thing. The main thing people are trying to accomplish with trips tight end, guys, is these deep posts, deep over routes, deep crossers to the wide side of the field. And that's why I love match coverage against it so much, is because we are going to match all these vertical routes down the field. So I'm actually going to come off the user and go onto the D line, and I'm just going to show you what this is going to look like. So we will just do this. So we're going to leave a quarter flat out there to match down the field. We're going to bring our safety into the box, and let's run it, and then we'll look at the replay. So boom, 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 and okay, let's go look at the replay, and you're going to see exactly how this works and why it is very, very good. So right here, we look at the tight end now. He runs shallow and in. So now the 3-rec is going to help, and the safety. So the user, so the 3-rec actually leaves him. Sometimes he'll run with him. Right here, he allows the safety to match him. The safety is just going to take him across the field. Now we look on this side, the corner. I really love the corner here as well. If the tight end goes shallow and in, now he's going to play into an outside quarter and help on any crosser coming across the field. So now he sees Mike Evans coming on this crosser. Now he's going to turn it into a double team on this crosser right here. Then we look on this side. What do we have? We have our quarter flat. So this guy, could be in a hard flat, but we left him in a quarter flat. So now he's going to match number 2 up the field if number 3 goes up the field as well. So now he's going to just run step for step with this crosser. Then what do we have here? Even though we deep half this player, he is still going to take this deep post all the way up and across the field. Usually he'll take him at least to the midfield. They're not going to have time to throw it after that. So absolutely love that, guys. That is really how it's going to work. But for me, a ton of the time, if the tight end goes on a drag, I would rather not have to cover him. So what we could do too, this is going to be the exact same route combo, but we can do something like this. So now we can put the quarter flat on the wide side into a hard flat. But now I'm going to user this, and I'll show you what happens this time. Now the quarter flat is going to stay shallow, but now I have to help and match down the field. So our pass rush came in a little faster there, but watch what happens. So now I know if this tight end goes shallow and in, I have a hard flat on the wide side. So now I can let the tight end just go to the hard flat. Look, he's going to go right to the hard flat right there. But that means number 2, usually when 3 routes go vertical, the cornerback, the quarter flat, is going to match number 2 down the field. But now as the user, I'm going to recover, take that responsibility. We have the corner coming back and helping as well. So those are kind of 2 different ways we can play that same route combo. But where it gets even better is now, let's say instead 2 runs a drag, tight end runs a drag, and it's more like something like this type of route combo. Now watch. So now we deep half, hard flat, bring our safety down into the box. And now, because there's only 2 vertical routes going up the field, he's going to help there. Now we can get a triple team, double team. We'll have 4 players picking up crossers and posts. So now, because someone goes shallow, now this number 2 goes shallow, I don't have to worry about straight matching him. Now the 3-rec's going to help. He's going to our other hard flat. This drag's going to this hard flat. Now we have 4 players on the back end responsible for these 2 vertical routes. So now we can double team these routes. This, as the user, I don't have to worry about going down with the drag on the tight end. And now, you know, we can just really limit these deep crossers, deep over routes that are so popular in trips tight end. Now, we're going to do, if you remember 3x1, it does a really good job against against a flood concept over here. We're going to, you know, switch, cover that really well. Okay, so one other thing too, if the tight end goes vertical and in, so if he goes like this on a crosser, anything like that, the cornerback will try to match him, but he's obviously not going to do a good job. So this really, we as the user, we have to match it. So there, we're going to have to, if the corner, so the corner actually did a decent job right here. We'll go take a look at it. If you notice, you know, the corner is doing a good job of matching this guy as he goes vertical and in. So right here, he goes vertical in, the corner does take him decently. But if he is struggling to get that, then as a user, you have got to help on that route as well. Now, one other thing I want to show you guys is this is a trips tight end with the inline tight end. So that's tray offset. Another version of trips tight end you guys will see is something like tray Y flex. Now this is going to work basically the same way, guys. We'll go levels Y corner here and we will call our palms. We're going to come out. So even though the tight end is split out now, but he's still in tight to the line of scrimmage, this is still, like, I consider just a version of trips tight end. Our palms is still going to work the same way. So we're still going to bring this guy down. Now watch, he runs level Y sail, super popular concept. We're going to get this. Oh, the corner actually gets lost by the tight end there, but the tight end, let's run that one more time. Hopefully the cornerback does a better job on the tight end on the outside, but people love these outside breaking corner routes from these trips tight end looks. So right here, he's going to run, he's going to break out. Okay, this corner is doing an awful job, but I have gameplay footage where I'm showing you really locking up that corner route. Yeah, so when we have multiple vertical routes, remember, if we have a quarter flat out there, so if we do, or sorry, if we put this guy in a hard flat, remember, you have number 2 vertical. So if they run something like this, really just read the safety and pick whichever one he doesn't go with. So read the safety here. Let's see what he does. So they have multiple vertical routes. So he ends up taking number 3. We're going to take number 2 across the field. And 90% of the time, guys, how they set up their trips tight end route combos, people are going to be running in towards you. They love to run crossers in towards the user. So right here, as the user, we have a hard flat out there. So now we are just waiting and we're just seeing who kind of comes free. We're going to have time. We see, okay, 2 vertical routes out here. Our 2 players here are going to take them. Then we have the late crosser coming through and we are just going to take that. Oh, and then right here, we do have the corner route and he plays it way better this time. So corner route, boom, runs from step for step. And like, look at this, guys. We have absolutely nothing there by the time the QB goes down. Look, everything's matched down the field. Absolutely nothing there. I really love this trips tight end defense, guys. It works very well. Ton of different ways to play it. Really play the quarter flat. When we want to play the quarter flat is when we want to match vertical routes down the field. So if they're running a ton of deep crossers and they're really not working the tight end to the opposite side of the field, then leave your quarter flat out there. If they start, not running as many vertical routes, really trying to hit drags to the flats, running backs to the flats, not running as many people deep, that is when you want to play hard flats and then just let your user kind of recover for the quarter flat and pick up any deep routes that, you're getting outnumbered with down the field. So I think that was basically everything I wanted to cover, guys. Definitely, like I said, go watch that Palms video where I break down, the rules and everything against 3x1. It's all going to work the exact same except the solo side receiver with the tight end, which I went over. If you go shallow and in, the safety has to take them. Crossers and post can be a little wonky. Sometimes the corner will try to match him. Just read the corner. If he's doing a good job crossing across the field with him, you can let the corner do it. If not, as a user, just kind of help and replace on that route. So that is going to be it. We're going to go look at the gameplay footage and then we have some more stuff to go over in there. So let's go take a look. Okay, so these first clips, it looks like I kind of cut it off. Should have given myself a little more time. So the first clips here are hard flat. So we have hard flat, deep half. Most of the time, guys, people are going to run it to the short side of the field and try to run these crossers to the deep or to the wide side. So be aware of that. That is really their go-to move. That is what most people are going to do. And as the user, we really want to sit on these and help. So we have a little play action fake. What kind of route combo do we have? So we have out route from the tight end. Our corner is going to take him. We have hard flats here. So these guys are going to be playing down. We have a post going with our corner. Then we have this player going vertical. This safety is going to match. So now is this safety that we brought in the box, we are just going to take this player right here. We are going to run with him step for step, take him. He tries to go up and over to this side, one-on-one. Sometimes it is going to be one-on-ones where our players have to make the play, but we get the knockout just like that. Here it is, same thing, route combo. What do we have? We have vertical route getting up the field. Okay, so this one, he really tried to test our seam. So this is what I go over mid-zone KO. I break down that in the YouTube video today, guys, and I show you how good mid-zone KO is as an ability here. And here I wanted to show you guys one. Sometimes, especially if you have this hard flat on the field, he isn't going to match these routes vertical. So now they will try to throw these quick hitters right here in front of the safety, but having mid-zone KO is absolutely huge. So boom, he tries to throw this quick hitter in, mid-zone KO activates right there, and we get the knockout on the football. So that's really big to implement. It's going to help an absolute ton. So here it is again, deep half, hard flats on the field, coming down in the box. We have this crosser going over. So this is what I said. Sometimes crossers can be a trouble. It's going to get in behind our corner. So even though we have a flat defender here, he's a hard flat. So he's going to get open. That's one thing we have to be careful of. But what did I say? We're going to be helping match vertical down the field. So we have multiple crossers coming in. So boom, we have our safety going to this crosser, number 3. So now number 2 is going to be coming in behind him, and as the safety, we are just going to jump number 2 right there. We do see him coming open, but us and the corner are coming in on that. If he tried to throw that, we are picking that, no problem. He tries to go up and over the top. So even though we have a deep half here, guys, he's going to play that all the way into the middle of the field. So look at this. He's running this really deep post, and we're deep halving this player. So he's not matching him down the field anymore. Look at this, deep half. And he's still going to take this guy all the way down the field, all the way down the field. He tries to throw this deep post in over the top, and we just run back with our user. We're helping there. Players right there, thrown into double coverage, no shot. Hard flat once again, right here. So hard flat out here. I should have left more of the clip here. I'm kind of screwing myself here. So hard flat, he has a little hitch. He has 2 hitches on the backside. So, you know, running back, going to the flats, we're taking him. Tight ends getting vertical and out, we're taking him. User, I'm pretty much free in the middle of the field. We have this player going on an out route. We're going to have the deep half over here, and we're going to have our matching safety. And now we have 2 hitches underneath. He tries to go to the inside hitch, and our hard flat steps in front, and it's going the other way for a pick 6. So really nice there. Okay, here it is again. Hard flats once again. Multiple crossers coming across the field. So we have this crosser getting matched by the 3 rec. I see him running with him. Tight end matching here. So now I'm kind of splitting the difference. Here, if he tries to go into this crosser, I can really come downhill, meet him at the catch point. We're going to have 2 players meeting there. We should be good, but I feel like I see him really setting up like he's trying to go deep. It's 4th and 10. He's trying to go to the end zone. So as the user, double coverage, I step up and make the play. So really read the QB, guys. See where he wants to go. These are going to be a ton of deeper route combos. So you're really going to have time to kind of split the difference between some, pick one, you know, or split the difference. And then once the ball is thrown, then you can actually, you know, go to each one of them. Okay, here it is again. Hard flats once again, playing in the middle of the field. So we have a tight end crosser. So right here, he's trying to run the tight end shallow route. So drag across the field. We have, you know, matching here. He actually has a seam ball, which could have been a pretty good throw, because if this player goes shallow and in, this can be one of the tougher covers. Is now I actually have to take number 2. So that's one thing to be wary of, guys. So when we do have this hard flat on, now he isn't going to match this player. So he gets vertical. He doesn't see it though. He's trying to hit the drag across the field. So drag's coming across the field. He tries to throw it as he's getting pressured, overthrows it. Our hard flat is right there, going the other way with the football. Hard flats one more time, bring our safety down. Boom, what do we got? We have, okay, so here we have matches down the field. So right here, this is a route combo that can give us trouble sometimes depending. So out route right here, then a deeper out route right here. So this is basically a flood concept. Depending on the type of route here, usually it does a good job on corner routes. Sometimes on like square outs, this player is actually going to help over the top on this. And now this player is going to get free along the sideline. So if they do have flood concepts that are hitting on you, that is another time you want to take the hard flat off the field. And now we're getting into some quarter flat stuff. So now you can leave quarter flats out there. If they're hitting flood, if they're hitting anything, deeper down the field, leave this quarter flat out there. And now you're going to watch. He's going to be matching these routes. They actually run to the flats here. So he's still going to take the flats. We have this over route right here. Here we have the tight end going on an out route. And I did tell you guys, these corners matching these tight ends, people love to throw these corner routes, and this player does an amazing job of matching this player step for step from him. The only time I really get these balls thrown out here and caught is if they just egg me and just get a really aggressive catch, but they really do not do a good job of just beating this guy in one-on-one coverage. Same thing, he's going to try to run this out route. Boom, right here, this is that level sail type play. So hard flat right here, tight end getting matched by our cornerback, and then it's going to be like 3 levels of digs over the middle with these 3 players. We're just going to match these 3. They're going to be coming into a ton of players, really not going to be a viable option. He tries to go to the outside corner route right here, and our tight end, and our cornerback just steps step for step with him, and we get the knockout. Quarter flat here once again, patrolling the middle. No one coming over. He tries to throw a corner route out this time with number 2. So now look, boom, we are going to match that. We have 2 players at the catch point, but this is another one. If we leave a hard flat out here, so let's see. If we leave a hard flat out here, what's going to happen? 3 is going to go in. He's going to take them. Now 2 is going to go out like this. If we have a hard flat, the quarter flat is not going to match that route. And now that'll get pretty much open along the sideline, especially if they have a clear out. So they do have a clear out. Now imagine this player was biting down. Now, if he holds the ball, he threw it a half a second too early. But if this player is staying shallow, this player gets run off. Now he runs the corner route to the outside, and it's going to be wide open. But we're matching that, and we have the deep half over top, throwing into double coverage, and we get the knockout. Here we go again. We see how aggressive I get with bringing my user down into the box, guys. We really want to help play the run, help get on this side of the field. We want to play super aggressive right here. Quarter flat, matching this deep corner route right here to number 3. And there is really nothing there. He tries to hit the drag going across the other way. So running back out of the backfield, going the other way, and the 3 rec is actually going to take him this way. I see this drag coming down late. I'm going to take that one. And like, guys, we have them really, really boxed here. Like, look at this. There's just nowhere to go. We got this drag covered, corner route, deep post. Maybe if he held it, maybe could have tried to take a shot over the top, but usually we play those posts really well. And last clip right here. So quarter flat on this side of the field one more time. So, okay, so this is what's going to happen when these players match down the field. So I want to just end it with a clip, go kind of when you'd want to go back to the hard flats. So right here, they're running multiple vertical routes up the field like this. Multiple vertical routes. I believe the tight end's going to go do something like that. And then the tight end's going to come across the field shallow. So now as the user, I really want to help on these crossers. I don't really want to run with a drag, right? So now number 2 is going to get matched by the hard flat right here, or by the quarter flat going upfield. We have everyone going vertical, but now they have the tight end coming underneath. So really, either you have to run with it right here with your user, or you have to hard flat this player. But he throws that drag underneath, picks up 10 15 yards right there. But now that is where we either have to decide, okay, go back to our hard flats, or user, I have to come down and take that drag. So 37 minutes talking, guys. Pretty long one. Gonna edit this now. that is going to be it. Make sure you guys go check out the main channel, YouTube channel, where I break down how to use quarters versus those tight sets, guys. That is going to be it. King Reggie.